Hello, welcome to UToledo Mindful Monday. I'm Professor Jay. I shall be your host. Listen, it's time now to talk about study, right? Study habits and how to be very effective at it. Mindfulness has a lot to offer in stress reduction, but not just stress reduction. It actually has a lot to offer in terms of learning outcomes and increasing your scores and your ability to absorb the information. You know, I don't just do these videos here on campus. I'm also an active senior lecturer, and one of the classes I love teaching is one of these big history of jazz classes, right? Maybe you've taken it. Good. If you have, good for you. If you haven't, take it. It's awesome. But it's a huge lecture class, and what I find is a lot of students don't have a whole lot of study skills experience. And so what I do is I teach them this. Look, every time you sit down to study, right? If you go to a certain place, like this awesome library we have, like that might be a good place. Let's say that. You go to the awesome library, you pick a little spot that kind of is your zone, right? And that's your study zone. You know, that's your power spot, man. You're gonna go there, you're gonna rock hard, you're gonna make it happen. And that environment, because it's comforting, because it's known, it actually supports you, right? So if you study randomly at random times in random places, you're going to get random events and random responses and random learning. If you study specifically in an organized way, you're going to get organized results. So first thing is have a ritualized place where you go to do your study. I would strongly recommend it. Second point is, what I really recommend is you get all your books there, you get everything you need to kind of get your learning going, and do not just launch into it. Actually get your environment set up, get it all cooled out the way you want it to be, and then stop. Take 10 mindful breaths and just be present in the space. Now, you don't have to do this in a way that would look odd or alarming to your colleagues. It can be very natural, but just tune into the moment, right? You might find, in fact, you probably will find, that your mind has a lot of static and noise and churn from whatever else is going on in your life. And let's be clear, everybody's got a life going on. There's a lot there. So acknowledge the churn and the static, let it go, just be present for 10 breaths, and then engage in the study. When you get to a point where you feel saturated or where you've got to move on, don't just pack things up and run, but actually put things down, close everything out, and then take another mindful 10 breaths and just let yourself be present to the moment. What this will do is it'll enable your subconscious mind to actually just not only prep for the learning, be more present for the learning, and actually help you to digest and integrate the learning at the end of it. If you go to study in random places while you're checking your phone and you're doing all kinds of stuff while you're supposedly studying, and then you kind of stop when you've got to go and you run out the door, when that test hits, it's not going to be there for you. So, ritualized action. Use a power spot. Have a nice clean way of getting yourself mindfully centered before, during, and after the study. And when you get to the exam, do the same thing. Sit there, take 10 breaths, launch into the exam. If stress comes up, breathe, let the stress drop, and rock hard. Okay? Enjoy. We'll see you next week.